dialed is not in service at this time.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Top of the afternoon, South Africalings. I hope you're all doing well and keeping well and looking after yourselves out there. This is the Wayne G Show. This is Real Talk Radio, and today we're in the great outdoors again. Oh, I love it outside here. You know, that's why I often choose to do my podcast outside here. It's like my head can work a bit better. My head seems a bit clearer when I'm in the great outdoors. So yeah, let's see. Anyway, guys, yeah, I'm walking around my garden, and it's actually at the back of our nursery, but yeah, call it a garden or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, but I was, talking about it or walking about it, or walking the talk. All those play on words, hey? But yeah, today I'm going to talk a little bit about what's happening in our urban areas. Since COVID and since lockdown, a lot of things have changed in our urban structures, hey? Our urban living, the way that we utilize space, where we work, how we work, has all changed, hey? We're finding ourselves spending a lot more time at home. I don't know if you've noticed that, but where you used to probably work from an office or at an office, you're now based at home, and you're having to work from home, and your office has become your home, which is quite, it's quite a different landscape here. And I was having a very interesting conversation the other day with a town planner, and he was telling me how, they're having huge problems at the moment with like doing traffic impact analysis and, all the kinds of urban dwelling studies they have to do in order to get council approval to build on properties and do things like that. They're getting the most skewed data because, I don't know if you've driven around Johannesburg lately or Cape Town or any urban area, but there's no traffic. There's absolutely no traffic, guys, on the highways. I couldn't believe it the other day. I drove to Four Ways to see one of our clients, and a drive that usually took me 45, 50 minutes, sometimes an hour, I was there in 25 minutes. It was unbelievable, hey? And, that's just one example of the change in our urban structures. And, those little changes make big changes, hey? And, all the plans that people had for developments and offices and, massive office parks and things like that have, maybe have they changed? Have their ideas changed about what they're going to do? Or are they still following their plans that they had before lockdown? Because I know the JSE listed company Baldwin Properties, they're about to embark on a massive development about 200 meters from the Gautrain in the Sandton CBD, in one of the most prime nodes in the country. They're going to be building a mega residential environment, guys, and they're going all out here. This residential facility or residential units they're putting up is going to be 1,360 units, hey? A 6.1 billion rand investment, and it's going to be built 200 meters from the Gautrain. That Baldwin property development is going to be called the Wedgwood development, and it's going to be a prime property site in the middle of the Sandton CBD. But then again, like I said earlier, what is the CBD? But the government has indicated that they want South Africans to move towards a more inclusive kind of living environment, where people aren't forced to live far away from their places of work, forced to live in locations, substandard living. So there is a big government push and a big directive from the government. And the CEO of Baldwin Properties did mention in an interview with Moneyline that they were focusing on more of an inclusive kind of development plan now, where, in working conjunction with the government, because the government wants a more inclusive form of living, away from the locations, a better standard of living for all South Africans. So the one way to do it is these kinds of inclusive living units that are smaller, are closer to the CBDs, closer to places of work, and are more cost effective and affordable. So this property that's going up in Sandton, this one is going to be more high end, about 800,000 rand for a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom bachelor pad. So but this is the state of the art one, guys. It's going to have a soccer field on the roof. It's going to have an outdoor cinema. It's going to have a kids play area. It's going to have a coffee shop, a concierge, a laundromat, a business center, you're pretty much not even going to leave your place of work. And you know what? Or your place of living, should I say. You're not going to have to leave. Everything's there. Shopping centers, gyms, you name it, is all in your place of living. So yeah, the way of the future is quite a scary prospect, hey? It's very, very fast moving. And you know, like I said earlier, the government is very focused on inclusive living now. You know, no more of this separate kind of segregated living. And Baldwin Properties also indicated that they're busy working in conjunction with the government now on a massive development out in the east of Pretoria. You know, that development, it's called the Mooikloof megacity, and it's under the directive of Cyril Ramaphosa. It's like his baby, his brainchild, and he wants it to be a massive development. Baldwin said that they envisage phase 1 being 16,000 units, guys. That's 16,000 units only in phase 1. They're looking to have 50,000 units at the end of it. Hey, that is something huge at a cost of around 44 billion rand currently. That's their estimation on this new Mooikloof development in the east of Pretoria. It's going to be a mega city. So yeah, the way that we're living, and you know, the size of our living spaces is getting smaller. You know, these ones in the mega city, they reckon it's going to range between 499,000 rand to 799,000 rand. So it's going to be definitely focused at your middle market, you know, your mid market, your middle class, average working person that earns from 3,000 rand to say 15,000 rand a month, and you can actually get affordable housing close to the cities. So yeah, things are changing a lot, guys. What do they call it? Gentrification, and you know, the change in urban living structures. But yeah, I think it's going to be quite different, especially under these COVID times. You know, as I said earlier, the way that things were going before COVID, a lot of those plans are only going into place now because there's a process to follow. You've got to go through town planning, you've got to go through council, you've got to get building plans approved, you've got to get massive amounts of approval before you can build. So at the moment, a lot of these developments are being built with pre-COVID plans. But yeah, things have changed a bit, hey? Definitely, you know, the way that we work, there's no traffic. So where is your CBD? Where would you say the CBD is? All these massive buildings in the Sandton CBD. You've got Discovery Health, you've got Momentum, you've got all these massive, you know, companies. You've got Sasol all around that area, and a lot of them are working from home. So do they even need these massive buildings? And what is going to happen to these buildings? What are they going to become? It's a very interesting time we're living in, guys. And yeah, you know, the way that we live and how we live and the spaces that we live in is hugely important. You know, we're habitual creatures. So it's exciting watching the developments along the way that we live and how we live, guys. So yeah, keep an eye out for these new developments, and yeah, it's going to be cutting edge, and it's going to be the way of the future. Change is good, guys. Change is good, but not too much change. Let's change it a little bit slower. Hey, I'm pretty old world in many ways, where, you know, I don't mind change, but give it to me slowly. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a wonderful afternoon, and I hope you keep it real. This is the Wayne G Show. This is Real Talk Radio, where the talk is always real. Peace and love.